David, a really positive result this afternoon. What's your overall take in the way that the team handled that challenge?
I think that when I spoke to the players there, there's a lot of emotions, actually a lot of things going through my head in terms of evaluating the game and the performance itself. Clearly, I think the character to come back from 2-0 down, I've got to commend the players for that, and I think that's important that it's mentioned because it's not always easy to do that, irrespective of how you think the game's going, where you were within the game when it got to 2-0. I think there was a lot of possession that we had. We said we thought it might be that way, looking back in the way maybe Cowdenbeath would set up. We thought they would have a lot of bodies around the box and we would have to be patient. But I probably felt we didn't keep that patience as long as we should and still continue to play the way we challenge our lads to do that. We know when it's tight and congested, we're looking to try and find that key pass, that key run, that quick combination play or individual bit of play, which we have that within the group. I think sometimes you get a little bit agitated because you don't quite get to get yourself ahead in the game. Unfortunately, we missed the penalty as well, which doesn't help that matter either. But I think it's a good penalty, but I think it's just a good save from the goalkeeper. So sometimes these things happen. Start the second half, not a great start clearly. We're a little bit sloppy, which is obviously against the message that we spoke about at half time. They score from the corner and suddenly it's 2-0 down. So thereafter, it's, as I said, a lot of character in the players, but we have to try and find a way that we don't put ourselves in that position in the first instance.
A lot of chances in the first half, like you had mentioned, but unfortunate to see the back of the net. What was the sort of messaging in the dressing room at half time to sort of spur the boys in going into the second half?
Just exactly what I said, it's patience. We still have to maintain quality, still maintain speed on the ball. We're trying to find gaps or open up gaps within the Cowdenbeath sort of structure. But we didn't start the second half well enough. We never even got ourselves to a point where actually we were in the attacking half. We kicked off, or the game kicked off. We found ourselves, playing in our half of the pitch. We were a little bit loose in possession. They got a corner and they score. So before you know it, and you settle into the second half, we've found ourselves in the back foot. Then off the back of again almost a counter attack, we turn the ball over and we lose a second goal. So that's the bit where you find out a bit more about the players in terms of adversity and managing that and staying controlled with their emotions. And I think to their credit, you've got to say they did that. And obviously Charlie's popped up with 2 good goals and then a wonder strike from Connor Young, which again we know that's a big part of his game. And we thought when we got him on the pitch he might find himself in those situations. He did early on, didn't quite come off, then that one there obviously is an excellent strike and worthy of winning the game.
To come from 2-0 down and win the match, that really just shows the mentality that this squad certainly have heading into this season.
Well, they're going to have that because we've said before, everything's not going to be plain sailing. You're going to have some difficult moments along the way, and obviously we got that at the early part of the second half there, and then add to that when you get yourself ahead, or sorry, even 2 each. I think it's important to see we went to 10 men at that point, and then managed to get the third goal after that. So there's going to be different bits in the game that will present challenges. And I think today it's important that the players recognise what they've done well, but that also comes with a warning, because I think it's important that we've got to try and maintain certain levels and standards at certain moments of the game. As I say, I think that it's about us being tidy and secure at key areas of the game, that we don't present ourselves in problems, but still being patient, because you're coming up against defences that will make it difficult, will make it tight, will make it congested, and we have to be different. We have to try and be creative, imaginative, and have the quality at the same time, recognising that it won't always come off, and have to be patient and not get ourselves too uptight in those moments. That's football, it's going to happen, but again I'll go back to it, really pleased we have that character and still having the quality in the final third at the end to get ourselves back into the lead.
On Connor Young, he really does seem to be settling into the squad quite well and making himself a key player within this young squad as well.
Well, he's again still finding his way within the group, still trying to find his way in how we want to play and where he fits into that. We're trying 1 or 2 different positions that we think would be good areas for him to go and influence the game and impact the game. And where we put one today just off the striker was one area that we've always identified as something he could impact the game. And I think for that reason, that strike that he's got is absolutely something that we want to utilise at key moments, and sometimes that'll be from the start, sometimes it'll be from the bench, and the way the game was sitting at the point we bring him on, it was absolutely suited to what he could bring. So I'm delighted for him, and I'm sure he would take a lot of confidence from that.